Hi, welcome to another video. I'm Connor from Hybrid Technology Partners, and today is the next video in our Priority ERP series. Today we're going to be taking a look at parts and part families within Priority. Parts are pretty much anything that contains value within the system. So this could be a product or a service, or it could even be an employee's hourly rate. Part families, on the other hand, are a way of organizing your parts into different categories or families to make it a little bit easier for you to view them and to report on them down the line. So let's take a look and see what I mean. Okay, so here we are in our home page for Priority, and we're going to do a few things. So first we're going to create a part, then we're going to go and create a part family. Then what we'll do next is we will assign that part to the part family, and then at the very end what we'll do is we'll run a quick report showing all the part families and the parts therein. So first things first, let's create a part. Go into part catalog, and we'll just put in some basic information. So the part number, we'll just go 3001. Description, we'll just do a ruler. We'll keep it nice and simple. We come across here, let's put in our cost. Say it's €1. Sales price, let's put €2. And just for the purposes of this, that's all we're going to do. We're going to keep it really, really basic. That's our part. Next, we'll go to our part family. We go back up to inventory, into parts, and then down to part families. And let's create a part family. So the part family that we create is stationary. So let's go 003 for the family number, and let's put in stationary here. And you have loads of different fields that you can enter, but for the purposes of this, we'll keep it nice and simple. So we'll click out of that. And down here in the subform, you can see parts in family. So after you create your family and your parts and you assign the parts to your part family, you can go back into this part families form and then see the parts within the family. So we have the part done, we have the part family done. Now let's assign the ruler and some other parts into the stationary family. So we go back up to inventory, we go to part families, and then we go to add parts to family. So what family do we want to add the parts to? We want to add the parts to 003, which is stationary. There it is there. And what part numbers do we want to add? So we want to add a couple that I made beforehand. So we have black pens. We want to add an A4 binder. We want to add, let me see here now, a notepad and a ruler, and there should be one more here, a stapler. So there are 5 parts that we're going to add to our stationary part family. So we select all of these and we click OK. Are you sure you want to add them? Yes, we are. And they've been added. So now if we go back into the part catalog and we place a search, part families, and we can select stationary. We click enter, it's going to bring up all of our stationary items. Really, really simple, right? So next thing that we'll do now is we will run a quick report showing all of the different part families and all of the parts within those families. So we go back up to inventory, you go back into the part family subform or submenu, and we go down here to parts per family. Want to display the report as a PDF, that's fine. And we'll keep this here as star, because star will bring up all the families within our system. We could easily select a specific family or a few families, but for this we'll select all. And here you have the report with all the different part families within our system. So up at the top here, we have the default part family, which all the parts default to. And then down a bit further down, we have a work hours family. That's, like I said earlier, where you could have employee hourly rates. Down here, family 001 is one I created earlier. It's office furniture. So we have 5 parts here with chairs and lamps and drawers. Down here, we have laptops with your MacBooks and your Dells. And then at the bottom then is our stationery, which we just created. So we have our ruler that we created, as well as a few others like staplers, pens, and binders. So there you have it. That is parts and part families. So there you have it, parts and part families within Priority. I hope this video was helpful for you in understanding parts and part families. And as always, if you have any recommendations for future videos, please feel free to comment them down below and we'll take a look at them. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.